everyone, it is I, Michael Brody, again with another Mindsight Hypnosis. Oh my gosh, it is a Monday at 7 p.m. and the crowd absolutely goes crazy! Now, we actually have fit 17,000 people into this small little studio that is on the banks of the Mississippi River, which is next to Dan Goyette's house. Thank you, Dan, for all those yardages. I don't know what I'm talking about. But we want to tell you that this show is being sponsored by
Brody's on a roll.
That's right. All you need to do is get a roll and call it Brody and lather some stuff, mustard, ketchup. I don't care. Just know that
Brody's on a roll.
There you go. And you guys can be listening to me on Facebook Live or YouTube Live. Now I am looking at YouTube and I see that I am on like glue. That is always a good thing. And then I am now looking at the world famous Facebook site and noticing, holy shnikey, I am also on there too. So everything is really good. If you would like to, if you're tuning in on YouTube or Facebook, please feel free to tune in and say hello to me. As of right now, we do not have anyone on, but that's okay. I just so you guys know that I look every week to see how many people actually watch this whole show throughout the week, and we had 86. Now that's okay. I mean, Dan Goyette's podcast has 2,389,000 trillion million people watching. One day I'm going to try and get closer to that. I see my friend Tommy is on the air. Hello, Tommy. Tommy says hi to the legendary Mike Brody. It just means I'm freaking old. Thanks, Tommy. Appreciate it. Okay. But I'm glad you are on and watching. And, but like I said, I had 86. So we are trying, obviously every week I would like to see this grow more and more and more. So if you could tell your family, your friends, your neighbors' friends, your neighbors' family, your friendly neighbors, I don't care. Talk to anyone you can about this show. I would appreciate it and they would appreciate it. In other words, like, subscribe, and follow, all those different things. Even if you are a Facebook kind of person, I would appreciate it. So what's going on in the world of Michael Brody Comedy Hypnotist? Well, oh man, guess what is coming up? Can you guess? I'm going to give you a drum roll. That's right. It is the Michigan International Hypnosis Conference coming up September 12th through the 14th at the Greektown Casino. And fabulous stars will be there. The stars will come out. We have, I believe we have Arnold Schwarzenegger coming out. We have Tom Cruise coming out. We have Tom Selleck coming out. We have Tom the Piper's son coming out. And so we're having a lot of people come out, and we would love for you to come out. So we'll talk about more about that. Why? Because we have on deck, we have the world famous Dan Goyette. He is here, and he is the one running this. And I would like to, there's a piece of paper that Dan has given me. Hold on for a second, please. Okay, there it is, right over here. Dan says that this is Dan Goyette, the god of the Michigan International Hypnosis Conference. He would like to tell his adoring fans that, yes, he is running for president in 2020 something, but he can't remember. It doesn't matter. So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, it is Dan Goyette. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, Mike, how you doing tonight? Thanks for having me on here.
Let's hear it for him.
So
the scream at the end. That's amazing.
I know, right? Well, a lot of people scream when they see me coming. You know, a lot of people tell me I'm number one. I don't have the heart to tell them they're holding up the wrong finger, though. But really,
we're coming with the jokes immediately.
These are the jokes, folks. These are the jokes.
Oh my gosh, Dan, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. I'm doing good. We're 12 days away from the conference, so spent the last few days and continuing on to do so, setting up to be out there, printing up all the badges, getting all the printed materials set up, getting the totes packed with the things that we're going to need to put the conference on. So we're getting there. And Frank, as always, is going to be here manning the studio while I'm away, and he's always happy about it. I love the fact that Frank is always happy.
That is always wonderful. You know, I do notice that whenever he eats, he does eat till he gets full. In other words, he's stuffed.
Exactly. Friend of mine gave me that to make fun of my little T-Rex arms because they're short, and I took it and put it into all my branding. Frank is actually the mascot of the Hypno World magazine. So
well, we need to make sure he comes to the conference also. So that's important. As I look at the YouTube, it looks like can you see the northern lights out of your window? That is from my loving wife, Karen Brody. She wants to know, can you see it?
I cannot. The sun is still kind of up here, so I can't see it. And the Mississippi River, it's funny you should say that.
Yeah.
You were talking there earlier. We went out with the magazine and we covered the 10th annual Heartland Hypnosis Conference Center, myself and my cameraman, Gerald Williams. And we actually wound up doing their little riverboat tour right there on the Mississippi. So it was really, and I didn't realize I was on the Mississippi. I had to ask Gerald, I'm like, what river is this? And he goes, dude, it's the Mississippi. So I've been on the Mississippi River. How exciting is that?
That is amazing. That is, I'm very impressed with you. Did you do any hypnosis?
Did not. I spent too much time covering, when I go out there and I'm covering something, I don't generally get into the hypnosis because we're taking pictures and we're doing interviews and we're getting ready to come back and write an article about whatever it is we've covered, per se. We won't be covering the Michigan Hypnosis Conference because, as you know, I'll be a little busy. So,
yes.
We have Joe Beth Bowers is going to be out there this year. He's our official podcaster of the Michigan Hypnosis Conference. He's going to be out there interviewing people. We've got picture perfect photography coming back. He's going to be doing free headshots. That's one of the things that we just pay for at the conference. You don't have to pay the photographer. We pick that up.
Nice. And how many years is this now?
This is four. It's our fourth year. And I didn't think we were going to make it past the first year. So okay. We were a small but mighty group. And I know that Mike knows this because he came to the first year in Gaylord.
I did.
And I think there was 27, 28 of us. So
that was the first year.
That was the first year.
And how many this year?
Right now, we've doubled that or almost tripled it. So, we grow every year, which is good. Because if we were shrinking, it would be problematic. Because
that would be a problem.
You don't get much smaller than 28. So
that is a personal. It's personal when it's like that. Yeah. So Dan, let me ask you some questions.
Sure.
It really is time for me to interview you and find out a little bit about you. How long have you been doing hypnosis for?
Oh, a little over 15 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what made you go into it?
I didn't want to be a nurse. No.
Okay.
So in all seriousness, I was about 43 years old 42, 43. And I was coming up on retiring from the one fire and EMS service that I'd been working for. I said, well, what do I want to do now? What do I want to do? I don't want to go into nursing. I'd seen too many of my fire medic brethren do that, take that route, get their nursing, get their bachelor's in nursing, go to the hospital, and they would always start out in the ER. Of course, invariably, something would happen. The hospital would run out of money. There would be layoffs, and they wound up back out on the road. Okay. So I didn't want to do that. So I went to Kirkland Community College, as Mike knows. I've told him this story, but I'll tell it to you guys because you don't know me. Went to Kirkland Community College, and I signed up to take a program called Limited Licensed Counselor. And I thought that would be something to do. In between the time, they sent me out, the advisor sent me out to the, I want to get this right, Michigan Clinical Hypnosis Institute in Warren, Michigan. Okay. Said, take this, get certified as a clinical hypnotherapist. You'll use it as a limited licensed counselor. It's a really good tool to have. So I went out there, and it was a long program. I think it was a little over a year. There were 4 modules, and we started in October of one year, and I think we ended October, November, December, January, February, March. It was like it went to like May or something. It was long. But when I got back, because I kept asking the college, is the program ready? Is the program? Well, not yet. We've pushed back the start date. We've pushed. Well, finally, they just told me, like, not enough people signed up for it. We're not going to have it. We're not going to do the program. So here I sat with all these certificates in clinical hypnotherapy. I think I paid about $1,600 for the class, or for all of it. And I thought to myself, I was a little sideways. I won't lie. The reason I went to do this was because I was assured that I would get college credits for doing it. And then they scrapped the program. And that first year I opened up, I put out a shingle, and it actually is my very first office is the studio that we're in right now. This room in the home office is now the recording studio, but at one time it was my hypnotherapy office. My very first client I ever saw was for Stop Smoking. It was a firefighter. And he's like, listen, I can't pay you because I don't have any money, obviously. And I said, well, that's okay. Come on over. We'll do it. He goes, well, my wife will make you some chocolate chunk cookies. And if you knew this wife's chocolate chunk cookies, it was a deal. So I said, sold. I'm on board. So 5 sessions later, he stopped smoking, and I gained 4 pounds. So, exactly.
Mighty fine technique there. I got to tell you, very interesting.
Yes. So that's what got me into it.
That's what got you interested?
Yes, because it was a roundabout way, and I really didn't get really, really serious about it until 2013 or whatever. I started getting more and more about it because from 2012 to 2013, I just practiced here in my house office. I want to say in that entire year, I saw maybe 20 people. Okay. And then everybody was, as I've told you, everyone was, oh, Dan, you got to do stage hypnosis. You got to do stage hypnosis. You got to do stage hypnosis. So finally I broke, and we started doing stage hypnosis in 2013. And I performed stage hypnosis all the way up till 2019, right at the pandemic was really starting to take hold. And then after that, as you know, Mike, I retired from stage hypnosis and just went back to being what I really am, is a clinical hypnotherapist. Right. So, yeah.
Interesting. All right. So it looks like we have to take a break here for a second. Sure. We're going to take a break for a second, but when we come back, I'm going to ask Dan a little bit more about the different kinds of hypnotherapy there are and what he thinks about it. All right. So we'll be right back, everybody. Hold on.
0, 1.
let me do this, or stop laughing your head off. Okay. You okay? No, okay. Let me just talk about. Okay, Alex. Alex.
Also, wait, what was your name? You don't know. You don't know your name. You don't know. She doesn't. You think that's funny? Hold on. Sit down. Dude, come here. Pretty funny, huh? What's your name? Bubba. Yeah. Okay. Wait, you leaving?
Come and take a ride in the Imagination Station. A trip into your imagination with your hypnotic conductor, comedy hypnotist, Michael Brody.
You've got to get a hold of yourself.
Make sure you get your ticket for your journey into your mind at the Imagination Station.
Okay, so did you catch that, Tim? I'm sorry, did you catch that? I'm sure you did. You have a young lady on your shoulder. What do you think about that? I love it. Good. It's okay, because you only have two. Hi. Sleep. Okay, just like that. Now what do you think? Even better. Tim, you have two young ladies and a Christian. Sleep. What do you think about that? I'm not sure.
All right, we are back. Hello, everybody. That was being sponsored by AFH, and a little bit of a lot of bit of thanks to Tommy Girlando, who's listening, for the Bubba routine. I do appreciate that. And Dan. So
Yeah.
we're getting back to you because I have lots of questions for you, and yes,
will
they were
say,
written.
You use the same head mic.
What's that?
You have a similar head mic. I actually have mine hanging on the wall here on the studio. The Shure head mic. I was watching your videos there, and
Yep.
God, I love that thing.
Yep,
I found
so
out
good.
right away that I needed my hands.
Oh yes, me too. That's one of the
Yeah.
reasons why. So
So
I have a
listen-
handheld and a headset. But and the funny thing is, so I can talk to my friend Dan because Dan is a hypnotherapist, and he's also a comedy hypnotist. Now, but what makes him amazing is that he, where I focus strongly on the comedy, he focuses strongly on the hypnotherapy. And that's great, and that's wonderful that people can do that, because not a lot of I've said this before, not a lot of not a lot of a lot of hypnotists, a lot of like comedy or stage hypnotists, they can be hypnotherapists, but not a lot of hypnotherapists can be stage hypnotists. So you have to have a quality about that. So that's because of you, Dan, because you're amazing. So there.
Psychosis.
Yes, I'll take $5 later on.
Exactly.
All right. So let's get back to you, Dan. So you said that you went back into hypnotherapy, and have you ever has anybody ever hypnotized you?
No, I am a horrendous subject. I really am. So,
Why is that?
yeah, I couldn't tell you. My mind is just right there. I think because I'm so analytical, that when other people are doing hypnosis, I'm actually evaluating their technique.
I
And
understand.
yeah, so it leads to a poor subject. So that's me. That has nothing to do with the person. Doesn't mean they're a bad hypnotist or they don't know what they're doing. It's just I'm always like, well, he's using that technique, and well, you know what, he could probably do this a little bit better or that a little bit better. And by that time, my eyes are opened, and
Mhm.
we both know that it's my fault. So,
No, it's not your fault at all. All right. So,
mhm.
what's one of the things that I really, really love about your conference, and I kind of learned it that a lot of the other conferences don't necessarily do it, but one of the things I love about your conference is that you have all different kinds of hypnotherapists there. You have metaphysical hypnotherapists. You have clinical hypnotherapists. You have spiritual hypnotherapists, all these different kind of people. Can you tell me? Can you tell us a little bit with your wise wisdom that you definitely have? What exactly is some of those things? What's the difference between uh, uh, like uh, what's the difference between all three of those?
So yeah, sure. You know what? It's the practitioner and it's the client. When I'm working, I'm a medical clinical hypnotherapist. And when I'm working with a client, I'm working with post traumatic stress syndrome. I'm working with anger and acute stress and acute anxiety and just all these wonderful things that people love to have. Um, Based on the client, you've really got to look at their schemata, um, their belief structure, and how they perceive the world around them. Some people are very esoteric, they're very spiritual, they're very faith based. So
Mhm.
everything for them is faith. So if you were to want to work with that individual per se, you might not want to utilize an approach that is, say, a analytical hypnotherapeutic approach, meaning that, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and we're going to do this. You would want to work with that client on their own level. And spiritual hypnosis is hypnosis. First of all, it's all hypnosis. Let's
Sure.
get straight. It's just how you approach the client. You approach the client with a sense of openness and spirituality, and you're trying to envelop an energetic response as opposed to an emotional response or as opposed to a psychological or physiological response. You're looking for that spiritual, that faith, that maybe even esoteric, if that's the right word, emotional response.
Mhm.
So that becomes very important. It is what the client believes in and how they judge and perceive the world around them and how they perceive themselves. Perception is a or I shouldn't say it is one of the most powerful, potent psychological factors in the makeup of a human being. How we perceive the world is what the world is to us. So
Yeah.
that, if that makes any sense, that's one of the big differences. And metaphysical, same thing, right? Um,
Mhm.
these are people that are their belief structure is angelic or you know moving into the universe or being um, more of a being of light, if you will. I've heard
Mhm.
that
Yep.
metaphysical. So again, you're approaching the
Energy.
client. Yeah, energy. A
Yeah.
lot of people will say my energy is off, or I'm not centered in my chakras, and
Mhm.
they believe that is true for them. And you don't want to have a person come into your chair and sit down and go, yeah, no, we're not going to mess with any of that because chakra, that doesn't exist, that's not real, we're doing real work here. Well, that's not going to help the client, and that's not going to help you. You're not going to build rapport, you're not going to build anything with that. Amanda Dodd and I did a presentation at Heartland Hypnosis based on this very subject. How scientific hypnosis, if you will, or neurophysiological states of hypnosis, and then spiritual hypnosis. Where does that cross? Where does that meet?
Right.
And it meets in the client. So
That's important to really focus on the client. That you're not, the client is not there for you. You're there for the client. So you really have to understand your client in the first place, whether your client is a left brain or right brain, or what kind of client it is. But what's very important is what you were saying is that I mean, let me ask you this question that is obvious. Where do we learn these different kinds of techniques? Where can we learn?
well, I'll tell you what. I will say this. Let me say this, as my brother used to say. It's like this. When you're starting out as a hypnotist, one of the most important things is to have a solid foundation. Whether you want to move into spiritual, whether you want to move into metaphysical, whether you want to move into another specialty in hypnosis, you have to have that foundational structure beneath you. You have to learn the techniques of hypnosis. And it might seem boring to you, and it might seem like, oh, I just like energy, and I like spiritual, and I like, well, yeah, that's wonderful. But if you don't know how to do a 10 count, if you don't know how to do an induction, if you don't know how to do a deepener, if you don't know how to do a consultation, if you don't know any of these things, you're not going to get very far when you jumped off into your specialty. There's an old saying in fire medicine or EMS medicine: if you're standing on shale, you're going to fail. That means that if your foundation isn't strong, no matter what technique you learn in the future, it's not going to work out for you. And
Right.
the place that you're going to learn you're going to learn these techniques from many practitioners. You're going to learn them at the Michigan conference. You can learn them at the summit. You can learn them at Heartland. You can learn them at online master classes.
So the key is ongoing education.
Oh yeah,
is this whole thing. I mean, you can learn it at conferences. You can learn it from other hypnotists. You can learn it from being certified by other things. So I agree. By the way, just so you know, while we were talking, the number one fan of the Dan Goyette fan club, which is Karen Brody. But I hate to say this, but she's mine number one first. Okay, just so you know, she says, Dan, thank you very much for your answers. I understand things a little more now. So good job, Dan. We appreciate it. Hey, Dan, we are almost up for another break, but we're going to have one more break, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the conference and where people can maybe still maybe come and see it or want to participate in it. We'll talk about that when we come back. Okay.
Sounds good, buddy.
All right. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Stay in your chair. Okay. And you do want to be hypnotized, right? It's a pleasure to meet you. Would you do me a favor? Take a deep breath in. Close your eyes and sleep. Just like that. Oh, wow. Do you know her? No. Wow, okay. She's comfortable. She's very comfortable. And your name, ma'am, is? Marie. Pleasure to meet you. Take a deep breath in. Close your eyes. Sleep. Thumbs up. You take 2 fingers, you go sleep, just like that. Okay, now you do that with him. There you go. Now go to all of them.
Go a little faster there. All right, you got 10 more. You got to hurry up. Do it all real quick. Fast, fast, faster, faster, faster. Holy moly, let's give him a round of applause. Now, you want to be hypnotized too, right? Yeah? Okay, you know what to do. Then go for it. There's a little expression on the face, and his eyes are creeping me out. Okay.
Take a deep breath in. You could smell that ocean air. You can feel the sun shining on your body. You're dressed for the beach. You look good. You feel incredible. You are incredible. Everybody lean back. Lean back. Let the sun shine on your body. Put your feet out. Go ahead and put your feet out. Kick your shoes off. Just let yourself melt away in the beautiful sunshine. My God.
Sleep. 4 down to 3, 3 down to 2, 2 down to 1. Melt away now.
Okay, we are back again with the world famous Dan Goyette. And Dan, I want you to, we are, what's coming up on September 12th through the 14th? Tell us about it.
I have no idea what is coming up. No,
Well,
sorry, he said be serious. We're going to be at the Hollywood Greektown Casino in Greektown doing the Michigan International Hypnosis Conference. And why is it international, you might add? Because we have people coming from the Netherlands, we have people coming from Puerto Rico, England, Canada, Australia, so all over the United States, and of course from all across Michigan. So it is going to be a good time. So we've got some really good people coming. Online registration is now closed, but you can still get a ticket at the door. So don't worry about that. We did that just so we could have time to get everything together. We've got to print all the badges, as I was saying, do all the printed material, make sure that everything is put together so that when we get down there and we're setting everything up, it just runs as smoothly as we hope for it to.
what kind of entertainment are we going to have at the entertainment place?
The entertainment. This year, we're doing something different. We've done stage hypnosis primarily, I think, the first 3 years. Mm-hmm. And this year, I thought, well, let's do something different. Let's switch gears. So this year, we have the judge, Joe Beth, doing his world-famous mentalism show. So I think that will be fun. That's what we've got going on this year. And we also have the Harry Potter Hi Hello Party that we always have. We always have a Hi Hello Party reception. We're having that Friday night. And I have my Gryffindor robes, so look for me to dazzle. Yeah.
Hey, by the way, would you call yourself the concrete guru of Hogsworth?
No, I would not.
Okay.
I've seen the movies. I haven't read any of the books. So
All right. By the way, when you see the replay of this, you might want to look at some of the different things that I put on there just for you, Dan. Just for you.
Uh-oh.
Just so you. Oh yeah. There are some very special things. But tell us, where can they see where who's going to be there and what they're doing.
Yeah. The schedule is on our website. There it is right there, the MichiganHypnosisConference.com. Just right across the top, it'll say schedule. Click on the button. It'll take you to the schedule. You can also see the schedule on our mobile app on Apple and Google Play stores, the MIHC mobile app. The schedule is there as well. And also, that lets you kind of pick who you want to see. You can set up your itinerary on that mobile app. It's a nice little app. We're going to get announcements are going to be coming out on the mobile app. You can see all the Joe Beth's videos that he did with some of our great people that are going to be there doing talks. So those are the places that they can find it.
Sounds great. Hey, any last words for your adoring fans?
Well, I am amazing. No, as always. Yeah, my words are always the same. Stay healthy, stay happy. I'll see you out there.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Dan, for your time, and we do appreciate it. All 17,000 people. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Dan. We'll talk to you later. Take care.
Peace.
All right. So, everybody, it is time for us to say goodbye to everybody. I hope you all had a wonderful time, learned a little bit about stuff. Once again, if you could pass this along to other people, share, like, and follow, I would appreciate it. And the people who I'm going to see at the conference and at Michigan, I hope to see you. I'm going to have a lot of fun. Joe Beth, get ready because I'm going to get to interview you hopefully very, very soon. And everyone, you guys take care. Once again, I will be back on another Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. And we will see you another day. Take care, guys, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.